Welcome to MOI. It is your lovely talking head, Reed. And I hope you enjoy the stay here on the channel. If you do, leave a like, leave a comment, share the video, subscribe, all that usual fun stuff that all this crazy YouTubers out there say and talk about. And today, yeah, I got another rant sort of thing we're gonna go on, want to talk about, but trust me, more solar's coming. It's right around the corner with a bunch of that and all sorts of other fun and exciting things. Don't worry, guys. But, you know, some of this stuff really does need to be talked about. I'm gonna try to be careful, not go off on a giant roar. And trust me, I really do want to on this one because I'm really frustrated. Really frustrated. And what's the point of this video today? The Kraken! Yes, Sidney Powell's been out there talking about how they have all this damning evidence, massive things of showing fraud and everything else, and they're gonna release the Kraken and take all these corrupt bastards down. Trust me, I like that idea. The idea of getting rid of corrupt government officials. Tasty, tasty thought. I love it. You know, there's been so much corruption for so long in so many places. The idea of them getting rid of them, oh, sweet, sweet song to my ears. I'm loving that idea. But I got some issues here, and this is where we're going to talk about it. Now, I do have a bias. You know, let's talk about it. I voted for the Republicans. I voted for Trump. Yes, I'm on that side. That's where my horse is running in this race. But I'm going to try to narrow out the bias. So if you're on the left and you see this video, hopefully you get something out of it. You're on the right and you see this video, I hope you get a lot out of it. And any other perspective you are, north, south, east, west, and all that. It's like I usually say, I'm north politically. Yeah, I'm certain that confuses people. But the thing is, I have things that are left side, I got right side. I'm not, you know, one attributed person. It's like that. But a lot of things I vote for is maximizing freedom. And certain things that are very precious to me, yeah, I've been on the right for a while on that. Just how it is. Now in the InfoSec world, you know, information security, we've been talking about the issues with electronic voting machines, electronic tabulation, and especially electronic balloting for a long time. There are some big time issues with this. It provides the ability to cheat at a massive scale to be huge. It really does. And there's been lots of people that have talked about it. Now, if you're wondering about what my credentials are to even speak on this, I ain't saying because I'm just some loon on the internet. But I'll give you sources. And that's a good thing. I like to give people sources to review and look at. And there's a guy that had a nice video on YouTube I found and really hits the mark, I think, for the average person to understand what's going on. Up here, go check it out. And if you're on a device and not showing that, go check in the description. Look in the description, link there. And there's also articles that I think are worth a good read to show you about a lot of the issues and stuff like that. Also, you would be surprised that, you know, something that's supposed to add does it so ridiculously complicated, and a lot of the things that are going on there make no sense. And the auditability, the ability to audit what's going on, trace things back, verify such and things like doesn't really exist. Smoke and mirrors, man. It's just smoke and mirrors. Complete baloney in every direction. So the issue for me to be bumped over on one of these saying, you know, something like these could be changed, highly probable for me. But that's me, because I know a lot about stuff. People from the outside, they don't understand these issues. That's why I'm giving you resources. I want you to read about this stuff. But here's where we're coming to the crux of the problem. They're out there saying, we've got this evidence, we've got all this other stuff, we've got all these things, and we're gonna go to court and stuff like that. All right, sure, get to court, damn it. Yeah, that's my big issue here. I'm sick of the talk. I really am. You know, I fully think that the major shenanigans, major chicanery was going on here. There's statistical anomalies in here that I don't buy. There's things that you look in the tabulation out of Detroit that look ridiculous. Okay? There's stuff to go to court for sure. And they definitely need to go to court for and go at this. But get to court! All right? The tide is moving fast. There is a clock. Tick, 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 tick. It's getting down to midnight, okay? It's getting down to midnight fast as heck. And this ivory tower stance that we're going to do everything, you know, it's going to be presented, we're building our case and we're going to put it together and we're going to go to court and show this. No, you are completely missing the other side. And what is the other side they're missing? The public. All of us out here. There are groups out there crowdsourcing, doing some major things out there and analyzing and digging. And they are finding heavy duty evidence of issues and they are publishing it, showing what's going on, showing data, asking for more volunteers and everything else. And don't worry, we'll get into those in another video, but this is this rant, okay? But they're doing stuff. It's very out in the open, very well to see. You know, it's like when all of us were complaining about why are they putting boards up to block everything? Why are they pushing people out from being able to observe things close up? If you can't observe, how do you know things aren't being hijinks going on, so to speak? But then we got, you know, this other group here saying, oh, we're putting this together. We're getting this stuff up. We're getting it together and all this stuff, and we're going to lay it out in court. You're forgetting the other side. It's like you're doing everything in a backroom deal, smoking cigars with your things, going, ha, ha, ha. Those silly people think they won this election. We're going to twist it on them. It looks bad. It looks horrible. Yes, and I support Trump. I support the Republicans, and I don't want them to give up. I want them to keep fighting. But I'm saying, get to court. Show this stuff and get off your butts. That's my issue. I want to see what the heck you got. I want to show things. And the other thing is like, let's look at this. Let's look at this from a real point of view. They go out there and say, hey, the Dominion voting machines had an algorithm in them. They were set up and configured to steal votes from Trump and give them to Biden. Just whoosh, and sneakily, but they got too greedy and that's how we caught them. Okay, you've said that much, and that's why there's a big issue. Why I'm like, give me the rest. Okay, get everything, because by tipping that far, and sorry, I'll rephrase it, by, you know, showing your hand that far, all right, by saying that, you've said the key thing. What do we have to do to prove this? You're going to need a machine, several of them, and copies of the software to show that this is going on. If by saying this on the press conference, people are like, oh, hey, you know, we got to get in there and get these, reverted. How do we know they haven't been in there already reprogramming, you know, to get them ready for the next election? Put in for storage mode, stuff like that, and things are getting altered. If they aren't to court, getting a court order to say we have to preserve these machines, no one can touch them and all this other stuff, and they're grabbed and put in some vault to take a look at, what are they going to prove? Now, some of the biggest issues like the FBI, the Nevada Gaming Commission, and all of them had on proving cases when it got down into statistics and numbers, deep numbers and stuff like that, to show all this stuff and this equals this. And the jury pool's going, what? And they go back and go back and go back. And by not having the ability to say, grab a pile of ballots, run them through the machine and show it's flipping stuff, people are going to be like, I don't know. And that's the big issue. That is a huge dang issue. So shut the talk and get to court. And yes, I know I love a lot of the other conservative channels like Diane Bongino and stuff like that, going on and talking about the stuff that, you know, she doesn't owe us anything and all this stuff. Well, yeah, she doesn't. But this is a giant war revolving around public opinion, public sway. You have got to show people convincingly, I mean ironclad convincingly, for them to see it. Okay? Because right now, you know, all of us on the right, well, a huge chunk of us, we're going, hey, this was stolen. All right? They go in, they show a court case, and if it's a freaking pile of statistics, numbers, and everything else like that, and we cannot show that ballots flipped by showing the compromise software, showing where the changes are, showing the issue, you ain't going to get anyone else to buy into this. No one. I mean, it's just going to be, you know, those on the right going, hey, we got a big issue. You've got to pull the other side in, and that's why you got to get this stuff out there. We got to see these machines fudging with it. You got to see it. You got to be able to show the code that has the problem. You know, at least show that that code was installed and run on those machines. You got to do that. By tipping off saying, yeah, we know such and such happened, you better got a court order preserving those machines. And yes, I'm going on and on about this, but I'm just frustrated. I just don't like this. And that's the problem, is it's now a giant public perception issue. That's how countries turn. That's how revolutions turn. Perception, the people, and all that stuff. You know, so they go in, they lose on court. Well, you got a bunch of people on the right saying, we ain't going to accept that. That's a big issue. Well, what do you think's going to happen on the left side? Go to court, and it's all these statistics and all this stuff, and people are going, oh, my brain hurts. And then they go, you know what? They cheated. They used some trick in court. They put in those Amy Coney Barrett at the last second, swindled the Supreme Court from us, and they stole it all. Yeah, mass violence. Either direction, mass violence. This is a big time problem. So by all this talk's cheap, man. Just like what I'm doing right now. This is cheap. I'm just setting up a camera, ranting, and it's cheap. Show the evidence. Start getting more people on your side and stuff. There's my rant. Solar stuff tomorrow. Sorry, been a little slow on the editing this week, guys. And for anyone that missed the live stream I did, don't worry. There's more coming. I got a new internet gonna upgrade so I can do them. We can all have fun, enjoy, big time. But I just had to get this off my chest because it's been bugging me. It really has. And I hope if you were on the left, this got something out of it. If you were on the right, something else. If you're also north like me, I hope you got something out of it. And you can kind of see, you know, what my stance is on this mess and why I think it's vital they get to court. Yep. And so the other thing though, we got, we'll do some more videos on direct things, some of the crowdsourcing people that are going through a lot of stuff, because there's been really interesting effort. And, you know, if you're wondering what you can do to actually help make certain the elections are integral, you know, there's integrity in our elections, these crowdsourcing people need help with people calling, a whole bunch of other stuff, you know, looking at numbers, looking at data. We'll look at some of these people doing these things. It's very interesting. So I think they're a good resource for people to look, gain knowledge of what's going on. The other thing is, freaking go sign up to help at your local community and be a poll person, a poll worker, poll watcher, all that stuff. Get involved. Seriously, that's one of the other things you can directly do instead of just opening your wallet and give money like everyone's asking, donate money, donate money. No, there's stuff we can directly do, okay? On either side. And that's the biggest issue is our elections, they ain't transparent. And this don't look fair at all. This looks disastrous. And this is third world country stuff, but we'll get into more of that soon, much deeper. And let me close this up because I'm just yakking. Take care, everyone. Read out.